Hi, I want to invite you on what might seem like an odd spiritual practice in this time of social isolation. I want to invite you to take a pilgrimage. Now, pilgrimages usually involve travel, going to some holy site where Jesus walked, where Paul traveled, those kind of things. But really, a pilgrimage can be any walk in which you stop and remember, encounter the holy. And you can just do that around your own place, in fact, for those things that just remind you that there is something a little bit more to life than stress and anxiety. So I want to invite you to come along on my pilgrimage around our place here to stop and look at some of these holy sites. We have a lovely courtyard out in front of our place, and we often on nice nights stop for a fire, and that becomes a holy place as we enjoy each other's company and the warmth and light of the fire. Around our property, we have a number of trees who are far older than I am, I'm sure. Big, tall trees. I like to stop and wonder, what have they seen? What do they continue to share? And then as we go around the house, there is something that's become quite special to me, a spiritual reminder every time I go through it. As we come out around the side of the house, there is this narrow passageway between our deck and our neighbor's fence. For me, it becomes that kind of threshold as I pass through it that takes me from one kind of space into another. Because you see, that passageway leads me from the house out to my studio. As I've walked around our property, I've noticed that there are signs that spring is coming no matter what. And the green is poking through the brown of last year's leaves. Can you hear the birds? One of the little gifts I invite you to take an everyday pilgrimage. The kind of pilgrimage that just reminds you to stop, open your eyes, open your heart, be filled with even just a moment of wonder and grace, so that somewhere in the midst of that as our lives are filled with worry and bad news and anxiety, that the holy is all around us, that grace is available in all sorts of places. So take a little pilgrimage and discover that even in the midst of this time of quarantine and isolation, that even now, everything